Hello students, in the series of lectures in VLSI technology, today we are discussing auto doping. Okay, what is this auto doping? So in previous lecture we discussed vapor phase epitaxy. Okay, basic concepts what are being used in vapor phase epitaxy, what are the various physical characteristics and what are the certain equations that are involved in vapor phase epitaxy. Now we are discussing one problem in uh, vapor phase epitaxy, that is auto doping. Okay, now during the epitaxy uh, we have certain some doping concentration. So the substrate we are using have some already doping concentration is there in the substrate. Okay, so whatever substrate you are using, this is the substrate, let's say. So here is some doping concentration. Okay, substrate doping concentration, that is denoted by NS, or you can say the wafer. Okay, now before deposition, before actually the starting of epitaxial growth, before the epitaxial growth, okay, sample is subjected to high temperature. Okay, as we discussed in last lecture, in situ cleaning before epitaxial growth. Okay, in that case temperature was around 11,050 to 1150 to 1200 degrees centigrade was temperature. Okay, so before actual epitaxial growth, the substrate is subjected to high temperature. Now due to this high temperature, it is possible that, let's say this is the gas flow that is in the chamber. Okay, so due to the high temperature, it is possible that some dopants from the substrate, okay, they can diffuse out. There is a out diffusion of these dopants. Okay, and they get mixed with the gas stream that is coming in vapor phase epitaxy. Okay, okay, so here you mixed whatever the gases you used, you use, let's say 10 raised to the power 12, let's say some impurity atoms in the gas. Okay, precisely, and you need to grow this epitaxial layer. So this is the precise quantity that you mixed in this gas, and this gas is flowing here. But what happened before the epitaxial growth? There was out diffusion of some dopants from the substrate. So these dopants can get mixed with this gas stream, and they can alter the composition what we want to deposit onto the uh, your epitaxial layer. Okay, now if the epitaxial layer is grown from this gas stream, so these dopants which were not intended to be introduced in the layer, these dopants were not intended to be used in the layer. These dopants were not basically intended to be used in the layer, but these are introduced in the epitaxial layer. So this is called gas phase auto doping. This is called gas phase auto doping. Okay, auto doping is done in the gas phase. Okay, now we have another auto doping. Okay, now what is this auto doping? Now if suppose that other possibility is that we have a substrate with some concentration of dopant, and we have epitaxial layer having concentration, some other concentration. Okay, let's say the concentration, let's say these epitaxial layer is also n type and this substrate is also n type. Okay, so due to the difference in the concentration of the substrate and epitaxial layer, These dopants can diffuse from substrate to the epitaxial layer. Okay, these substance, these dopants will diffuse from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Okay, so this is known as your solid state diffusion. This is known as solid state diffusion. So solid state diffusion occurs at the interface of epitaxial layer and substrate. Okay, so there are two autodoping phenomena that occurs, that is gas phase autodoping and solid state out diffusion. Okay, that occurs. Now let us take the example of this. Now suppose we have substrate and epitaxial layer of same type. Both are n-type or both are p-type. Okay. So let's say the concentration, substrate doping concentration is Ns, and epitaxial layer doping concentration is Ne. So concentration of dopants in epitaxial layer is Ne. Concentration of dopants in substrate is Ns. Okay. So if this auto doping does not occur, then we will get this abrupt junction, this type of junction. So let's say this is the interface of substrate and epitaxial layer. So here, beyond this interface to the substrate side, the concentration of dopant is Ns. You can see easily here. This is your epitaxial layer, this is your substrate. So beyond, below this concentration of dopant is Ns. Above this concentration of dopant is Ne. So when auto doping is absent, there is a abrupt junction here. Okay, instant fall of the concentration will be there. Okay, beyond the surface. But due to the auto doping effect, what will happen? Now, if the concentration of dopant in substrate is Ns, so you can see that as the uh, at the interface here, you can see there will be a concentration like this. Concentration of dopant will reduce like this. Okay, why like this? Why like this? Why not like this? Because of the diffusion of the dopants from substrate to the epitaxial layer, because dopants are diffused from higher concentration to the lower concentration side. That's why we will not have this abrupt fall in the concentration at the interface. In spite, we will get this type of fall. Okay, so this type of fall is due to solid state out diffusion. Okay, now here comes to the other side. So here, if gas phase autodoping is absent, if gas phase autodoping is absent, then we could get this type of diagram, straight line going like this. Okay, but due to gas phase autodoping, certain tail is added here like this. So this tail is added due to the gas phase autodoping. Okay, so this is basically the doping profile of epitaxial layer. This is the doping profile of epitaxial layer. Now remember, this diagram is basically for the case if substrate and epitaxial layers are both same type. Okay. Now if suppose that substrate and epitaxial layer are of different type, then what will happen? Okay. So this particular structure you will get. Okay, so if suppose you have a substrate of p type and its epitaxial layer is of n type, and let's assume that the concentration of dopant here is high and E is greater than Ns. Okay, Now what will happen, uh, from substrate, dopants will be diffused to the epitaxial layer, so the concentration of these dopants will be reduced. Okay, so this is your metallurgical junction, and this is actual junction that you will get. So the junction is shifted in this case by delta xj. So junction shift will be occur in case, okay, when substrate and epitaxial layer are of different types. Now if uh, these are the effect that was due to gas phase autodoping. Now if solid state out diffusion occurs, so solid state out diffusion occur at above side. So if here that occurs, solid state out diffusion occurs, so concentration of higher concentration to lower concentration diffusion will take place. So here the junction will be shifted towards the substrate side. Okay, so junction will be shifted towards the substrate side if solid state out diffusion or autodoping phenomena is there, and if gas phase autodoping phenomena is there, then we will have the junction shifted towards the uh, epitaxial layer side. Okay, so these are the effects that are monitored. So this is basically, these two diagrams are basically the simulation outputs. Okay, these are not practical outputs. Okay, now autodoping is basically two types, that is vertical autodoping and lateral autodoping. Now suppose that here it is your, now let's say here it is, this is your substrate and this is your epitaxial layer. Okay, so if autodoping occurs above the substrate, means in this portion only, in this portion, so this type of autodoping is known as vertical autodoping. But in actual, autodoping occurs on these surfaces also, on this surfaces also autodoping occurs. So this type of autodoping is known as lateral autodoping. Okay, so lateral autodoping basically occurs due to, majorly due to gas phase autodoping. Okay, now one more problem is that there is pattern shift and distortion also here. So you can see here that in case of fabrication of BJT, this is the desired structure that we get. This is the, this is the buried layer. Okay, and this is the epitaxial layer. So epitaxial layer should be just above, exactly above the buried layer. Okay, so that we can calculate the width of the buried layer by actually seeing the epitaxial layer steps. Okay, these are the steps. Now but in practical what happens is like this. So there is a pattern shift which occurs here. Okay, this is the pattern shift. Again, if the thickness of if the width of this buried layer is x, then the thickness of the width of that epitaxial layer step should also be same, but in practical it does not come same. Actually it is x plus minus some delta x. Okay, this is your pattern distortion. So two things are occurring here, one is pattern shift and another one is pattern distortion. Okay, so whenever there is a step, why it occurs? So whenever there is a step here, so you can see there is a step here, step here. Okay, so here when there is no step, so here there is a same plane. Suppose let's say this is 100, but whenever the step comes, there is the combination of number of planes. So there are number of planes in this combination. Okay, so when epitaxial growth is taking place, so we get the problem of pattern shift and distortion here. Okay, So how this problem can be minimized? So this problem can be minimized by using high deposition temperature. Okay. Again, it can be minimized by using operate in a low growth rate region. Now, by reducing the pressure, okay, pattern shift will also be less, and low chlorine should also be there in order to have the minimized pattern shift and pattern distortion. Okay, so this is about pattern distortion and pattern shift. Now, here comes the defects in epitaxial layer. So there are 5 defects that are being considered here. So this defect, this is your substrate, this is your epitaxial layer. So this effect is known as edge dislocation. This defect, which starts from the interface of substrate and epitaxial layer, and it goes in conical form like this. This defect is known as stacking fault. Okay. This defect is known as impurity contamination. This is your hillock. Okay. And this defect basically starts from the substrate and goes in the epitaxial layer. Okay. So this is known as bulk stacking fault. Okay. Now what is a stacking fault? That is important thing. So stacking fault, so there are crystallographic defects which occurs in epitaxy films. So these basically appears as the triangular form or square form if we see them with the help of microscope. Okay, so if the plane is 111, epitaxial surface is 111 plane, then we see there is a equilateral triangle type structure that we get. This type of effect is your stacking fault. And if the epitaxial surface is 100 type, okay, the plane of the epitaxial surface is 100, then we are getting a square shape like this. Okay, so how these faults are there? So these faults basically comes, so uh, how this epitaxial layer is grown. So let's say this is the epitaxial layer. So if we consider the growth of this epitaxial layer by atomic planes, plane by plane deposition, planes are depositing one over another like this. So this is your complete epitaxial layer. Okay, so there may be one at a time. So there is a small region which is mismatched with respect to the substrate. Okay, let's say the substrate surface plane was 100, and onto that the first atomic plane is also 100. Now due to some problem, uh, the first layer, due to some dislocations or contaminations or any other thing, uh, let's say the orientation was different. Okay, so here the plane become different. So when the plane become different, it will continue with the mismatching, and this stacking fault will also increase like this. Okay, this stacking fault will increase like this. Okay, so let's say if we are talking about the FCC structure, so in case of FCC structure, we have ABC type of stacking layers. Okay, so these are ABC type of layers. This is ABC, this is again ABC like this. Okay, this is again ABC like this. Okay, this is A, B, and C like this. Okay, so now if somewhere there is a fault occurs and the stacking layers order is changed, let's say here it is B, that is C, that is A. So here in the first layer problem came, and the same problem will continue throughout. So you will get a stacking fault starting from the substrate layer interface to the epitaxial layer. Okay, so now by measuring the height of this, by measuring the height of this with the help of a microscope, this height is nothing but the thickness of epitaxial layer that you are going. Okay, so this is about autotoping and some faults that we discussed. Okay.